We're going to be right on time today.
Oh, really? I mean, we're on? No,
yes,
now.
we are on, but the thing is that nobody is on with us.
Oh, good. So why don't you start at 8 o'clock on time? Since nobody's there, nobody will ever know that we didn't start at this
we're
time.
We're going to turn it off. We are going to be here because we are...
Oh, you feeling that? Oh, you like that today?
It's 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock.
Oh, shit. We just play music until... So how was your day?
My day was good. It was busy. With what I do with work, it's getting to be crunch down time.
Put this over here?
Yeah. So the you got a pen? Hello, Nancy Green. Welcome, Michaela. We are about to get started, so we thought we'd start before we actually got started today. So welcome. Getting it organized.
Yeah. Hola, Nancy Green. Yeah, we about to get cracking in a few seconds. Like right now.
He's getting all his notes together. And it's kind of chilly here. Hello, Tommy.
Hola.
Chilly here in Florida, so I brought
Tommy.
the podcast here into my art room because it'll be too cold for me out there today. I got like a runny nose, in case you all wanted to know. So,
Buenos noches.
Buenas noches. Welcome to WATERMARK Podcast. Namaste, mi gente. This is La Margarita with
Senor Professor Byron Rockmore, a.k.a. your brother, your cousin, and your best friend, and your uncle.
There you go.
If you need to. And now lately I found out, and your grandfather too. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to one of my sons for having a bouncing baby boy.
Congratulations, enhorabuena.
Yeah.
Welcome to the grandparent world. Now you're abuelo.
Yeah, so my grade matches my, yeah. I'm
That's
abuelo?
You're an abuelo now, yeah?
Abuelo. You don't put the B in it?
Well, abuelo's the proper way. We say abuelo.
Abuelo.
Abuela. Yeah, so it's a beautiful thing. And if you do have the privilege of being a part of this little boy's life, it's going to change how you look at parenting. You don't love them more than you loved your actual children, but you love them in such a different way because you're not the disciplinary anymore. So you get to have fun. You just get to have fun with them and enjoy them and run around and make a mess and laugh like I do with Mateo, like I do with Azaya when I'm back home, and when I do what I do with Anaya and little Henny here.
So you're saying it could be a good deal in there?
It's a beautiful deal.
Really?
It's something that you won't want to miss out.
Really?
See, because with being a dad, when we're parents, we have to work. We have to make sure the bills get paid. There's food in the house. They got good clothes on their back. They do their homework.
What up, Iga?
¿Cómo está?
What up?
So when there's your grandchildren, you can do whatever. Give them donuts, spike them up on sugar, because they're going to go home with their parents.
What?
You see, so it's fun.
Oh. All right. Was you supposed to 7:30 or we had 8 today? What was the time?
8 o'clock today.
Oh, okay, cool. We got time. We're gonna do it on self-doubt. The title of the whole program will be Never Doubt Yourself. We're gonna do a 2-part. It'll be today and on Thursday. And we're gonna do a lot of good stuff on that the doubt piece. If you doubt yourself, which some of us do, or which I do at times, we're gonna attack that thought, that mindset. We're going to talk about the different stages of it, how you can see yourself and be fearful of things. And we're going to try to push you past that and set you on a new path. You
got to have a clear mind. And that's one thing we don't touch base whenever we do hello, Brenda. Whenever we do Sonia, whenever we do the podcast, what I should say up front is I know you've heard this before. I've heard it before. I've read it before. I do a lot of research on things that interest my heart. And we'll hear it from other people. We'll read it. We listen to it on a podcast. What I ask is that you be open to it. Hola, look at we're her two favorite people. Be open to it and soak it up. And then, like Byron always says, do your own research, because every personality is different.
Right.
Everybody's background is different. So how we approach things, the same thing, 5 of us in a room, one object, we're going to approach it differently. The bottom line is, I don't care how long it takes you to get there. I don't care how you absorb it into your soul.
What up, Valeria?
Just make sure that it does. That's the key, that you make sure that you're open to whatever information you believe is going to enhance your life.
You know what? I'm making like 2 New Year resolutions already. I'm starting on it. One of them was not to be a pig. And sometimes I find myself...
Explain. You mean messy?
No, like when I think of how I think about women sometimes. And, like objectifying them, looking at their... not seeing them for being the beautiful creatures that they are, and looking at them as sex objects. So I'm working on that. That's going to be my main thing.
But, now that you say that, a lot of women, hey...
I have a hard time.
You're in Brazil. You're listening to us in Brazil.
Oh, international, baby. What up, Valeria? She's in Brazil. Now, if you're in Brazil and you watching this, and everybody else, I'm telling y'all, when we get large and blow up, only the down people gonna get to come to the parties, okay? So when we have these big parties, and y'all be talking about, and the guy from Telemundo gonna be outside, what am I? The best in the world, and then you gonna be trying to come? We ain't letting you come to the party. Okay? The people online, y'all get to come. Nancy get to come. Valeria get to come. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Tommy get to come.
So, by you saying that, being a pig with women, and that, you know what, that's why women doubt themselves, because men look at us. It's like you're going to a meat market. And although we try to be confident in everything, when we're overweight, which is the issue that I'm dealing with right now.
She's an entertainer before she don't fall asleep.
Thanks
a lot.
I'm glad you chose us.
And she can do a lot of other things. She chose us. Thank you.
Let's get together when you get back. So then society makes us believe that we have to be a certain size with flat stomach and J-Lo ass and Dolly Parton tits. And if you're not that, then men are not going to look at us. But you're right. It's only the insecure men who have absolutely no taste and no knowledge of what true beauty is that will look at us solely for this. For
facade.
And all this is fleeting. It's what's in your heart. It's that woman that's going to take care of you at the end of the day. So that's why I don't...
Women like bacon. I believe that. You know what? I was talking to a friend, and we just talking about, I ain't talked to Nick in a long time. That's my old cut buddy. But we were just talking. He's like, man, just really working at not viewing women the same way. I said, man, that's been a struggle for me, because since a kid to now.
But you've also been raised with 6 sisters, but you've only had sons.
Right.
So you don't know, because there's a saying that says, be careful how you treat women today, because that's how they'll treat your daughter tomorrow.
Well, I must have been treating women really good, because I only got boys.
Yeah. You something happened there. So, hello, Alonda. Welcome. So go ahead.
Well, with that being said, that it is really important that we kind of work diligently to help young men have a healthy kind of view of women, and not just take, as soon as we see something like this picture behind me of these titties. Have y'all seen this picture?
It's the beauty of a woman.
But let me tell you, I might sound like a pig and say titties and beautiful woman, but I like that. You know what I'm saying? But my brain is more looking at it like art, even though these look sumptuous. But but it's looking at it as art. I'm working on not being a grunt pig all the time. So so it's a struggle. It's not a bad struggle. I think it's something that I really attacking myself on that. We just talking.
I commend you for that, because a lot of men won't admit to that. And I think as you mature in years,
and that's what I'm doing,
you would see. And then what happens is now you're at a place where you can reach down and show your sons, even though they're teenagers or maybe beyond that. But you're right.
Yeah.
Women are the most powerful species in the universe. We are the breeders of life, or we are the awesome aunties. But without us, nothing can move forward. Nothing. Men come from women, and then some men want to take it all the way back to Adam and say we were made from his rib. Yeah, to protect your heart, you dumbass.
Wow, like that.
So in the end, no matter how you flip the coin, the women of the world are the most powerful species that exists. Own it. Wear it like a badge of honor. Put your armor on and own that you are beautiful because you exist. Not because you have a J-Lo butt or big boobs or a flat tummy or nothing. The car you ride in, nothing like that. Simply because
Andrea and Gracie. What's up?
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm changing my ways.
Thank you for, because that's a good campaign for you.
Changing my ways?
To look at women for who they really are, not the facade of just their outside body.
Yeah.
You can meet the baddest body woman out there and she can have the most rotten soul.
True. Tommy Hayes is my uncle, and he's calling me, telling me I call your uncle. Now that's some self-centered nonsense. He see me in the middle of a podcast talking to millions of people right now, and he's wanting me to call him. No, I'm not calling you. I'll call you when I finish. Okay? All right. Now we're gonna do some news real quick. Few things in the news. We have talked about the embryos in China and them altering the embryos to get. Okay, what's going on in China? China is doing a big study where they're altering embryos to get the end result in which they want, saying that they're to eliminate a person having sickle cell or something like that. They're learning how to maneuver or manipulate the DNA to get the person or thing that they want. There's a lot of scuttlebutt around that across the entire scientific world, saying that people should not have that much autonomy and power to do that much manipulation of the embryo.
They're trying to create life. They are.
Oh yeah, you're right. And right. So yeah, and when you do that and you eliminate the person, then we the reason why we're bringing this back up, because then you said something real big when the cameras was off. You said, what about their soul? What about their soul? You know what I'm saying? We breed these things. Do the person has a soul when that happens? That's a big thing for me.
It's like making a robot.
Right? Yeah, are we making robots? You know what I'm saying? And then what's the purpose of making that person perfect? Is it for, why would a person need to be perfect?
Hello, Erica.
I think we need to have people who are not perfect in this world. So, because I don't need anybody perfect.
It's just like, why do you want sun-filled days all the time? You want to chase a rainbow, so you got to put up with the rain. Right.
Or you're not going to never know when it's, you're not going to ever be able to really enjoy the sun if you don't know when it rains.
Exactly, because with the sun, with no trees, no flowers, you need the rain. You need the yin-yang. You need the opposites.
Of it. Now remember, everybody who's watching it, if you want to chime in, please chime in immediately, because we have a 10-second delay on that. So by the time you chime in, we might be to another topic. So as soon as something hits you, just like Valeria was doing a few minutes ago, I hope she didn't go to sleep. Just make sure.
Probably eating.
Probably eating. Make sure you chime in. Don't sit there and just listen. We are looking for that interaction. We want you to interact. We was talking about boobs and titties. I know you had a thought on that. Chime in. We're talking about embryos now. I'm moving along to the Kevin Hart piece. Did you hear about that? Yeah. Kevin Hart was going to do the award shows, okay? And somebody has sent some messengery talking about that he has some prior homophobic statements that he had made when he was doing stand-ups. Like one of the statements he made is that I'll do everything possible to make sure my son is not gay.
Okay.
And
that's his preference.
But they blew that up, and they, what up, Bill? And they hit so much on that that this guy, he just bowed out, and he's no longer doing the award show. He just said that's just too much.
It is. It's ridiculous.
And for me, anybody who knows comedians,
they talk about everybody.
They talk about everybody.
Everyone.
Actually, it's the job of a comedian to talk about everybody. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's his job, okay? If he's not really talking about political things that are correct or incorrect, he's really not supposed to be politically correct. That's the only safe time.
I'm never politically correct.
Right, but especially a comedian. a comedian's job is to be a troublemaker, to be honest with you. A lot of people don't understand that. When a comedian takes on that role as a comedian, his job is to cause trouble. He's supposed to be mischievous, okay? Mm-hmm. If he's not mischievous, then he's not a good comedian. If he's just telling everybody exactly what they want to hear, he's not a good comedian. A good comedian job is to be mischievous and make sure that when people hear it, they're like, you know what I'm saying? And then that's what's, you're right, that's what stirs up the pot.
Yeah.
All right, so he's bowing down off of that.
That's ridiculous.
And he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. I think that it is. Yeah. Just talk about everything.
Yeah, you have to talk about their mama, their
everything,
wife,
everybody. You supposed to talk.
He's spoken on everything because I watched every single one of Kevin Hart's shows. Mm-hmm. So who were the one making the complaints?
They said he was just homophobic.
Everyone is something to some degree. I am biracial and bicultural, and I'll still make some off the chart remarks. Right. And because it's like, what the hell? Sometimes we just say what we say, but I mean,
now
he decided to stop.
Right? He said, he just bowed out of it. Somebody's not going to be cool with something, and like you just said, before I started dealing with sex offenders. To this day, I don't, when we start working with sex offenders, monitoring them and all like that, anytime you tell somebody, I'm monitoring sex offenders, I'm working out programs for them, people don't want to hear that because people don't have anything to do with a sex offender. But guess what? That's a population that still needs to be served, okay? That still need to be monitored, okay? And you can't kill them, so you got to monitor them and you got to keep an eye on them, okay? So I had to change some of my views in order to be able to do that appropriately and not to be being, I guess, not mean or being, unhealthy to them and to myself.
And that's the only thing that you should be concerned about when you take on that job is, am I going to judge them? Am I going to hold their actions against them? Or am I here to do a service to the community at large? Because that's really what you're doing.
Yeah. So you have to do that. Now, Netflix, be mindful.
I want to hear about this. I didn't read it.
Okay, Netflix is having a huge thing that they're having the worst nightmare piece. Disney is pulling themselves from Netflix. Okay?
Why?
Yeah, Disney is starting their own like Netflix. Okay, remember Netflix was the reason why Netflix is such a big deal because Netflix was the only one doing that at the time.
Now Hulu's doing it.
Right. So now you have so much variety. Variety that they no longer are the big dog on campus. So they are plummeting in stocks.
Oh.
The other piece is that Disney is pulling all of their movies from them. And Disney has Pixar. Disney has, Disney has so much power. They're pulling all of them, and this screws Netflix. And Disney is starting its own like sort of Netflix. Okay, so you look for that. That's going to start at the beginning of the year. So Netflix is really plummeting on that. So that and do so again. We said if we're saying something you don't believe it or you don't like it, do some what? Homework.
Do research.
Do some research.
Even if you agree with what we're saying,
still do some research.
Still do research because there's, one word can change your whole idea
view or perspective on stuff.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to just if something touches you that said, we try to generalize what we talked about so that everybody can feel what we're saying, or it can touch them in a certain way. Because remember, we're all learning. Every day is a learning process. So. Comment, do something. Word. I love that, Bill. You're so old school.
He's a word.
I feel right at home. Word.
Listen, Offset, Cardi B. You heard about them breaking up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he was trying to have the threesome. We talked about that. He's trying to get the threesome going on. So he broke up. Cardi B left Offset, okay? Offset is her husband. Now, Offset is trying to get back with Cardi B, or he's just letting people know that he's missing her. He's getting a lot of flack from the people in the community saying, other guys saying that you should need to let that go and screw that. Few things. I'm going to say this. If Offset, if you could hear this, if somebody shoot it to him real quick. If that's your wife, nobody can tell you when you're going to come home and not come home. If you did what she did and you got caught and she wanted to take you back and you want to do some things differently, then you go back home. Do not listen to a whole group of dudes who ain't even married telling you not to go home to one of the baddest chicks in the country. Okay? So rethink that. Don't listen to them. Do what you need to do to get back home. If you don't want to go back home and you like what you're doing and you kicking and everything is Gucci. Stay where you at. But if you at home,
bring no grief home.
Right? But if you there and you're not liking the way things are set up, then do yourself a favor and get your ass back home. Don't even ask her. This is what you should do. I'm gonna give you the key. Take your car, drive it right up in the driveway, and park it. The day you know she's home, pull up. Don't say nothing to her. Park it. Pull the seat back. Go to sleep. She gonna take her ass out. She gonna knock on the glass. Say, "What you doing out here?" Say, "I'm just waiting for you to take me back home." And roll up the window. That's it. You'll be back home. Take it from an old man.
Experience.
Take it from an old man. Now you get right in the house. She ain't gonna say nothing. She gonna talk shit to her friends. Say you ain't coming back. And she gonna look outside and see you sitting there. She gonna look outside for another hour and you sitting there. Another hour you sitting there. And she know you got a show and you still sitting there. She gonna come out and tell you, bring your ass in the house. You just embarrassed her. Can't do that. That was it. Now, last but not least on the news, and we're gonna move on to our topic. Meek Mills. Now, if you don't know who Meek Mills is the young rapper from Philadelphia who was in prison by the judge, and the judge was trying to get him to do some things like, to sign autographs and all kind of stuff. Yeah, that was not on point, right? So, and the judge was like
for his nephews.
For some son, the judge was all in the mix, right? But this is the bottom line: they arrested him. And because they said that he broke, probation. And if you hear his story, what he's trying to do now is to be a reform person for people being, he's trying to be speaking out for all the young men being locked up. Okay. He's saying, man, the silly things that they lock people up for is absolutely asinine.
People of color.
The people of color. Yes, that's the main thing. They're saying that he has no right to even have an argument about that because he's a criminal. And he's saying, but majority of the stuff, if you seen why I got locked up, I'm not a criminal. It's that I'm just not giving no opportunities, and they're locking me up so fast that for anything, that's why I'm having all these issues going on right now. If you do some homework, please go online, pull it up on Meek Mill's. It's one thing. It's a Meek Mill School CNN host on criminal justice reform. Please, it's Meek Mill School's CNN host on criminal justice reform. If you look at that, he just got to go with him.
He used to go with Nicki Minaj.
Yes. The dude be out there, and he's making money. One thing I like about him is his ability to articulate his play. Okay, so he's very articulate in that nature.
There's another rapper that I love the way he spoke. 2 Chainz.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah, and another thing this dude was doing, when he was explaining, he talked about same-race racism. And we're going to do that next week. We're going to talk about same-race racism. A lot of people are not going to like that because it's going to be touchy, but we're going to touch on it anyway. Same-race racism will be what we're going to do next week. But today, and I'm very excited about it, well, we're going to talk about topic. I want to get it right. Never doubt yourself. That's the main premise of the topic. Never doubt yourself. Wow. Go.
No, it goes to, remember I said a couple podcasts ago, no te engañes a sí mismo. Like, same thing, don't doubt yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Because doubt and lying I think they go hand in hand. Yeah. Because you're cheating yourself either way.
Now, with doubting, listen, when you are feeling that self-doubt, I'm trying to break this down for you all. There's like 3 ways you can be attacked with self-doubt. And let me explain that, and then we'll go into more things. 3 ways. Now listen to it. Externally. Now I'm going to break it down. Externally means self-doubt can creep onto you externally. And let me tell you how this can be. It can be through the people you're talking with. Okay. It can be from the music you're listening to. It could be the things you're eating. Okay. Mm-hmm. That can help with your self-doubt. Okay. If you find these things are not healthy, then I want everybody to work on this, and please write this down. It's called OQP. Okay. And this is the kind of people that we need to be looking for in our life. OQP. And what does that mean? That means only quality people. If a person is not quality, we really should work on eliminating them out of our life and our stream.
Well, like Les Brown says, if you're the smartest person in your group, damn it, go find another tribe.
What makes that necessary that you need to do that?
Because he says it is a full-time job, you thinking you can change someone. That a negative person can be so negative, he would walk into a dark room and become developed.
I like that. I love that. I love that.
It's about, you're your full-time job. So why are you going to think that you can change somebody? And that's what I got when I listened to what he was talking about. That it's a full-time job to think you can change somebody. And I see this constantly with women thinking that they can change a man so that they can stay with them. It's not going to happen. It never happens. You end up bitter, old, lonely, and just pathetic at the end of it.
Did Valeria just say I'm on fire?
I don't know. Please go check your smoke alarm. You're in danger, girl. Who, me?
She's talking about me. She said I'm so hot. Yeah, I know that she's in danger even sitting next to me. That's what my girls from Valeria said. Oh, we out in Brazil. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go there.
So that's why only quality people. Because like-minded. We talked about this in many podcasts ago. Go. You need to unite yourself and surround yourself and build your tribe of like-minded people. The goals don't have to be the same. You know, whatever it is you're going for, it can be on opposite side of the spectrum. But the desire, the gumption, the force within should all be the same. Because if one of you start to fall or fail, which we will do, what's chirping?
It's chirping. What's chirping? We chirping?
Oh, my fire!
Oh!
You know? I don't even hear it anymore.
But I'm glad your self-esteem is good, Byron. No, she said it at the right time. That's what we're going with. Valeria, get off the line.
You know what? I tone it out, and that's...
Is it chirping?
And we're going to discuss that, because that is also a topic we're going to talk about.
What, ambient noise?
How we know, how, like stuff like that, we tend to just drown it out. We don't listen to it. Now, that's dangerous. That should be fixed.
Right.
And that's how we handle a lot in our lives. We just, not to deal with it, not to go get a 9-volt battery and plug it up in there.
On the other hand, sometimes people are so sensitive to ambient noise, they allow that to take them off path all the time.
I don't.
Why I keep telling you?
It'll be two subjects.
I keep telling you. Well, damn the chirping. I wouldn't do nothing with Valeria.
You didn't hear it.
I don't hear shit. I don't hear no damn chirping. Where's Valeria? Where the hell is she?
Nancy Green said chirping.
Chirping. Nancy Green, what the hell is that chirping? We're giving y'all some good dialogue, and you worry about goddamn chirping. Yeah, I do hear it now. Now you're gonna mess me up.
Thank you for caring about us. That's important.
I can't even think because I hear the chirping.
We're working.
Okay, remember, you're going to have three layers of things that you can be attacked from. I was always told to guard your mind up. Okay? What does that mean, guard your mind up? Is that it's my job every day to kind of build myself up so I can deal with the forces of whatever coming at me. Whatever metaphysical attack, spiritual attack, whatever attacks come to me, it's my job to guard me up. How do I guard myself up? I guard myself up, one, by being conscious that I need to do it. Okay? But first thing we're going to do is external. Okay? External. That external, like we said, the music that we listen to, the food that we eat, and mostly the people that we be around.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, there's an external part, just the people that we're dealing with every day, but then the next level will be intimacy. The intimate people that we're around. See, that's different. See, a friend and your lover, your husband.
Takes you way off balance.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Thank you, Sonia. Me either. Sonia said she didn't hear it until they mentioned it.
Right, now I'm listening. Now everybody's listening. Okay. Thank y'all. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah, too. Okay. The intimate part is so surreal because if you're not careful, if that person, remember that is not a quality person, that drains you.
It is.
It's draining.
And you don't even realize they're draining you from head to toe, and you're not realizing it until, you don't have energy to do anything else.
Right.
Because how could the person that I trust be draining me?
Yeah, a friend told me, she said that she loved her husband, to death, and every time she would look in her pocketbook, some money was be missing. And she would say, "Now, my husband, we've been married like 20-something years. Money could possibly be missing out my bag." And she said she went to sleep and she just kept one eye open. And she just watched him like check her eyes and stuff, and then went and then took her money out of her bag and closed it and then went back and got in the bed. She said her heart just like dropped. She like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Nothing's like intimate betrayal. Nothing's like something close to you. And when somebody's doing you dirty, that's close to you, like a family member or a sister. See, if somebody does external, that's when somebody does something dirt. I expect people on the outside to do me some kind of dirt in certain kind of way. But the people that's internal, the intimate people in your life, you don't expect that. So when that self-doubt kick in, see, this is what self-doubt, how this connects. When I'm lost sometime and I might need some guidance, I might touch on and talk to a person, I might ask somebody who's intimate to me to give me a word of advice or something. And I might say, I call you. See, I already know you, and you better learn who to call. Cause if I'm bent down and I'll call Margie and say, "Yo, Margie, what you think about this?" And she'll say, nah, man, dad. That shit sound crazy. Okay? But if I don't want to hear no good advice, guess what? I won't call her. Cause I know she's going to tell me what really the deal is. Okay, I think for intimacy, I told you the 3 levels people can attack you: the external, the intimate level, and then we're going to go to the internal. But before we get to the internal, because that's going to be the most important part. But that intimate piece is so big. I already told you the time when I was doing the shows. And I asked my cousin, I asked my cousin, I always bring it up. I asked my cousin, how did I do? And he said, "You did a terrible job. You just sound like Dave Chappelle. You shouldn't even do it." And I quit doing comedy. Quit.
That was so sad when I heard you say that.
Quit. But quit. Because when people are intimate and close to you, you trust them. And the trust level is there. But we have to be careful that who are we allowing in our circle.
But if you trust yourself enough, you are going to use your trusted individuals that you have surrounding you, your intimate partner, your siblings, your best friend. What do they think about it? But you already know what you're going to do. It's like you want a ricochet of something, or maybe you may have you may have to tweak it. I don't even want to use the word doubt. You might have to tweak it, but you don't know where, so you're going to put it out there. My clothing line is in the process right now, and I have two of my clothing lines, which is going to be magically orgasmic, and the Namaste, mi gente. So you know what? And I put it out there to some people, and it's like, okay, that's great, because as Byron was saying, and Les Brown was saying, those around you who you expect to be the supportive ones, they're not. But it shouldn't stop you, because life, as I said before, is going to, right here, it's going to slap us, it's going to throw us back. And he says, if life knocks you on your ass, make sure you land on your back so you can look up. And if you look up and you see what's there, that means you can get back up. So yes, you should know who to go to, but have enough self-love and self-trust that when you do bounce ideas off the people that you expect to be there for you, and they come back in a negative way, it's okay, because you're still going to do what you're going to do for you.
Yeah, so when you're talking about that self-doubt, what she's talking about more like you're on a better path. If you're that person who's not there at all, like you can't do that. You're really looking for those people to give you some feedback in order for you to make your next move. What she's saying, you need to slow that down. All your next move should not be based on another person giving you feedback.
No.
Okay, that's not how you should live your life. Okay. And a lot of us do that. A lot of us put too much power.
And then we get mad at them.
Right.
When we fail. And it's your fault. You have to hold yourself accountable to your decisions. Even the decisions by you seeking out advice from somebody who you know it's not going to steer you in the right direction. Yeah, you may not be where I'm at. It took me a long time to get where I'm at. It took a lot of growth. It took a lot of pain. Let me tell you something. I've healed the wounds, but I carry those scars. So that means, and I'm good. It's going to continue happening. And you know when I'm going to stop getting disappointed by people, even though I try not to have expectations of anybody? When I die. You know why? Because no matter what happens, every day I'm going to come up with a new idea. And maybe every month I am going to try to put it into action, because that's what I have to do for me. So yeah, you're right. Thank you for bringing that up. Not everybody's going to be where I'm at.
Right.
Eric, who trusted me with his life until his last breath, did not see things how I saw it.
Not at all.
And, right?
Not
and
at
I
all.
would say, Eric, I'm going to do this. And he had doubts. And I said, I'm going to, whatever it was. And I would do it. And I would make money. And I would cover the bills for 2 or 3 months. Because we lived on a limited income when he was alive. And then it took a while before Eric's like, when I said, I'm going to do this, go ahead, I got you now. But it took for him to grow into that place. Not even for him doing it, because his fear was that I was going to be disappointed,
right.
Whatever. Or he just didn't see my vision. And that was okay, because it didn't stop me.
I think by repeating it out your mouth, makes it real.
Because it goes back in.
Right. When you repeat it out your mouth, and we did the exercise of talking to your inner self, when you're doing self-doubt, remember, we all suffer from it. Everybody does. I love what you said about Elvis Presley, how he would sit there and doubt himself. And if you're too young to know who Elvis Presley is,
look it up. Google it.
Yeah, he all shook up. So and he was shook up for real, okay? That he could not, as many people adored him, he still doubted himself, his ability to perform. And he did it over and over again. That's his anxieties was telling him something totally different than the reality of what was there. Remember, a lie don't care who tells it, as long as it's told. Hi,
Stephanie.
What up, Steph? And you got to be mindful to attack yourself in that process. The intimate people that are near us, we got to make sure who we talking to. Sometimes it could be a person that loves you to death, but maybe that's not the right time to bring a project to them that you're working on.
Maybe it is, though.
Explain.
Because you're looking at what you said, maybe they're what?
The intimate person.
Yeah, they might. Why would it not be a good?
Because, because that doesn't mean just because a lot of times you put too much stock in them, and if they tell you something negative, then you stop.
Well, that's if you're putting too much stock in what people are saying.
Right.
Sometimes, and I say, I'm a writer, I'm a public speaker. I'm an open book. Those who know me. So listen, I'm gonna always talk about things, because if I'm supposed to be an inspiration, a motivational speaker, if I am somebody who, no matter how many times I have fallen on my face, I still get back up with a smile, a laugh, a song, even though I'm tone deaf. Guess what? If I know you're in a place, I'm gonna say, listen, what do you think about this? Give me your advice. You're raising one. They might not see what you're saying, but you're not doing it for that. I do it to let them know that no matter where they are in life, they matter. So then, when they get up from that,
Ling.
They're gonna look at things differently when they get up. Even for a moment, some people you're just gonna have to constantly work on it until they get it. But guess what? It's just like when they say when you're walking down the street, smile at people. It's free.
Right.
You don't know whose life you're gonna save with that smile. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But look at how different we're looking at things right now.
Because what I'm saying clearly, until you get to the point of being able to deflect some negativity, if you're around somebody and you're stuck, because I think this is what I'm saying. The more you start to learn about yourself, the easier it's going to be for you to be able to discern who's good. I mean, not who's good and who's bad, but who's healthy and who's not.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm telling you that you are constantly working on yourself. When you're constantly working on yourself, you're going to hear people say, well, why are you going to that thing? Why are you going to the art show? There's no reason to do that.
You sure? But what if nobody buys your art?
You're going to hear that. Okay?
That's okay.
That's right. Then you still do your art. So if you love your art, then that's all that make a difference. But you have to come to a point of the realization to be okay with that.
But you never really are. Because I might tell you, I do everything I just said I did. Right? I do it. But there's one thing I'm going to tell you. Everybody thinks that or sees me as being strong. And yeah, Wonder Woman all day. I'll wear that outfit if, and I will wear that outfit. I was just going to say something doubtful. But sometimes I remind the people closest to me, hello, brother, that I'm still fragile. Yes, I am Margarita. I am, yes, I'm magically orgasmic and all that comes with it. But I'm fragile. And when they say that, they look at me funny, but I am fragile. Maybe not like a flower, more like a bomb, but it's still fragility. And I still...
You're more like a cactus with a lot of thorns on it.
But I still get wounded if people still do offend me, and people will hurt my feelings. I still get my feelings hurt. I get all of that. But never enough to where it's going to make me pull over and park my car. I'm not going to park. I will pull over because sometimes I need to catch a breath. But I will put my hazard lights on.
Right.
Because you need to know that, I am human. I do hurt. I'm not always as strong. And for everybody out there watching, because I am just so fed up with people thinking that I always got it. I love hugs. When you see me, give me a hug. People think...
Hugger.
And it's
Hugger.
Because they think I'm always, there's Margie. She got it. No, Margie still needs hugs. Margie still gets wounded. So please don't take what I'm saying as though I'm up here and you shouldn't be doubting yourself. If people say this, no, we all have to learn at different levels. Everybody's going to that doubt.
And we just talking about from her level, how she's
dealing because, with it. I've always been alert. I've always learning every day. It's my passion. I've fallen on my face 50 million times. I'm here to tell you the only thing that will stop you from growing is you not getting back up.
And that's the intimate. So now we have the external, then we have the intimate, then we go to the internal. Now let me tell you some internal stuff that goes in your head that stops you. Some self-doubt talk. Some self-doubt talk is I'm too fat. I'm too old. I'm not smart enough. I'm not smart enough. How could I do that when these other people, they're way more smarter than me, and no one's gonna understand what I'm saying, and I won't be able to do that. I can't speak like that. If I put that on, they're gonna laugh at me. If I try to do that, it won't be right. We can do this until we pass out and almost kill ourselves. Yeah? A young lady told me today, no matter what I do, it's not gonna be right. We was driving, we was doing a session, and then she said, no matter what I do, it's not going to be right. And then and this is after the session, getting her back to her car, and I'm like, young lady, what are you talking about? We just had a wonderful session. She said, I just got to tell you, my head's not here. You told me all these things I need to do, but the people around me, as soon as I leave from you, they're going to tell me that I can't do it, and I can't do it. I said, now we come to the point where you're getting the tools. Then now you're going to have to do some self-talk, okay? You're going to have to tell yourself that your internal you're going to have to start thirsting for information.
Be hungry.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that. That's tomorrow. Okay?
Thursday.
That's Thursday. The hungry piece. We're going to talk about being hungry, okay? Because we need you to start being hungry to learn about you.
Be hungry for yourself.
Be hungry for yourself. You cannot let other people kind of dictate you, but the most thing that you can't let you dictate you in a negative form, or let you get a negative imagery of yourself and then not push through that negative imagery. But
it takes things that happen to wake you up.
Explain.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good. That's what you do best.
Let's talk about Eric for a minute. I do have Italian and Puerto Rican.
Go ahead, girl.
Talk over everybody.
Go ahead.
You knew Eric for much more longer than I did. And Eric was a manager at his job, and Eric would freeze up when he had to get up in front of the room and speak.
Mm-hmm.
His hands would go to sweating, he'd get all cold and clammy, and his voice would go down like a mouse, he would stutter. It was awful. Right. Remember? I mean, when we used to have these big ops meetings, and Eric had to speak on his department. It was awful. He used to always try to convince someone else to do it for him. When Eric was diagnosed with ALS, I took it as a death sentence. Because it's like it was 2 weeks before our first wedding anniversary, and it's like our whole future just passed in front of me. Eric took that ALS diagnosis as an invitation to life. Eric started public speaking it from his wheelchair.
Yes.
He looked forward to it. Eric would go to the support group meetings and always have something to say. Like he would research on his phone when his hands were still, and he would speak and he would encourage others, and it was like a totally different person. And I used Eric because the 5 years that he was paralyzed, I grew so much within that time.
Let me jump in there. The reason why you use Eric, because he's a root. Yes. Of this conversation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. You know, and not to try to cut you off. No. That's a root. Okay? So you like the tree or a foundation. We wouldn't even be sitting here together if that root did not exist. He was the foundation of that. Me and him talked a long time about you. And if y'all don't know who Eric is deceased husband. Not my husband, because he's cute and all. Yeah, but he was my best friend. Okay. And we always fussed. I mean, we was different kind of friends because it wasn't like friends.
You know, Byron fussed with him 2 days before he died.
Oh yeah, we had it out. We got, me and him, we was really quality people with each other, you know. And the quality people was like, you know, he was like, nah, I don't believe that. And I'll be like, man, you lying to yourself. You full of shit. You need to get up off your ass, get in your wheelchair, roll over some fucking body, and let's keep it moving, okay? And then when he fell down, he would call me. Even when he couldn't talk, I know he was calling. That means bring my ass over here so we could talk. And he would get everybody out the room and say, you know, when he didn't have a good day, he could talk to me about that good day. But let me tell you, the thing about that self-doubt, his internal motor. See, a lot of times your internal motor is more powerful than your body. Okay,
this is a muscle,
right?
We don't.
Your spirit is more powerful than your body. So then, what I'm going to tell everybody is to let your spirit get on fire for you. Okay, and when you get on fire for you, then people also can get on fire on board with you. Okay, but guess what? If the people around you are not getting on board with you,
find a new tribe.
Find a new tribe.
That's it.
And we're going to keep saying that till we blue in the face. You're going to say 20 years from now, we be on the air talking. You're going to say, damn, they still talking about the same damn thing.
Because everyday life is going to be everyday life that we discuss.
Well, let's say it's hard. I love that. Okay, we're going to give y'all some assignments that we want you all also to look up. It's going to be Les Brown. What's the title of Les Brown thing? Is going to be Never Doubt Yourself. Okay, Les Brown, Never Doubt. Please, this is everybody's homework who's listening. Please look at it online. Go on YouTube and check it out. And then when we come back on Thursday, you'll also have the same information we have, because our job is to disseminate the information.
And it's not even about you doing this, because we're asking, do this if you believe you're worth the investment. If you're worth 10 minutes to review a Les Brown video, or anybody else, TD Jakes, I mean, listen, just go on TEDx. There's so much talks about it. And it's all about your investment. You know, we invest in getting up, like I said, and going to work for everyone else. You know, and working on someone else's time, making someone else's dream come true. If you're not an entrepreneur, if you love your job, that's fine. But before you invest in anybody else, invest in your soul. Invest in your spirit. Your brain is a muscle that, you know what, we do the same mundane things every day. We keep doing the self-negative talk to it every day and expect different results. It's not going to happen. Train your brain. And remember what I said the last time. If you send a prayer up to God every morning before you do anything else, send a prayer for him to help you focus, give you clarity, give you direction, and then start your day. And then that's the beginnings of the positive self-talk you can do. Right. Because when you talk to God, you talk with so much respect and so much honor and so much love. Mm-hmm. And that's how you need to speak to yourself. Love yourself. Spend the most amount of time
with you
all your life
with you, and don't know yourself.
And you don't even know, but yeah, you want to learn your mate. You want to learn what's his favorite color, what's his favorite meal, to make sure you're cooking it when he comes home for his birthday. You want to learn what it is that he wants so that you can make his birthday special. Take all of that and invest it in yourself. And then guess what? Then your partner, your significant other, your husband, that's the greatest gift you can give them and your children, is the best version of yourself. And so that's what it is. Instead of investing in What's that? Everybody was into this guy. I don't wear name brands, mi gente. So,
who?
MK, whatever. Michael Kors.
Michael Kors.
There was like last year and the year before, everybody wanted Michael Kors. This that people walk around with Gucci shoes. I don't know these people. So you know what? I'm not into name brands. But the investments in yourself, instead of spending money on a purse to impress other people, because no, Michael Kors don't give a shit about you. So walk down the street so people can say, oh, look, she got a Michael Kors bag. No, invest time, your time, with whatever it is,
whatever you need to do.
Whatever Les Brown said, he prayed to everybody. Pray in the morning, love God, because then you love yourself, and then everything else falls into place.
But one thing we was talking about before, that we're not telling you that everything is like going to be like cool, kumbaya, and just because you start this positive thought and positive thinking, that
it's going to get harder.
It's going to get harder. Because let me tell you something: the closer you get to being right, the more shit coming your way. Just let's make it clear. I never tell people that. You know what I'm saying? You know, my grandmother says, "Oh boy," she said, "Baby, enjoy the breakdown." I say, "Why, Grandma?" She said, "Because the breakthrough is about to happen." Okay, so when things start to break down on you, really, we're telling you to kind of look at that. Few things. And it's a Bible quote, and I'm going to get some, because you know I'm not really good at that, but I'm going to give you a little thing. It says, "Think it not strange concerning fiery trials." Okay, so when fiery trials, when things happen to you, think that like it's not strange, because everybody's got to go through some fiery trials. Everybody's got to go through something. And then we was listening to Les Brown, and he was like, well, a lot of times when somebody's going through something terrible, you saying, oh, that's real, I'm sorry that he's going through it.
80%.
Right, 80%. What is that?
80% don't want to hear it. They don't care. And 20% are going to be happy it's not them.
Right.
So at the end of the day, when you lay your head down on the pillow, it's you. When you wake up in the morning, no matter how awful you feel, you're the one showing up for yourself. So why not invest in yourself? Be open to the negative that will come, so that way you can better handle it. But try to keep a positive mind. So my aunt used to always say, Titi Sonia, Mickey in Puerto Rico, she would always say, Mira, Margarita, when you get up in the morning, before you leave the house, put tons of Vaseline on. So anything negative that comes your way can just slide right off.
Hello.
Okay? Because bad things are going to happen. People are going to say the wrong thing. There's going to be an asshole in front of you in traffic. All of that's going to happen. But you got to maintain. And I've learned that. And you know what? Let me tell you. You know how I know I've changed? Not because I say it. Because I can tell you I'm a size 7. It's not because I say it. It's because my children will say, where's Margie at? Where's that Margie that we grew up with? And I said, she's back there. Let's not bring her out here. This is the new version of me. And I'm proud to be where I'm at today. But let me tell you, it took a lot of wounds, a lot of blood, a lot of tears, a lot of burying. 2 very significant and important men in my life. My daddy, that it still
hurts.
I'm still not over. And this year, in June, it's going to mark 12 years. Is it?
Can I ask you a question about that?
Years.
Since we're doing this,
what?
You always say that you're not over your death, and then my argument would be, why would you be over it?
No, I'm not. It's gonna be 12 years, but and when my siblings, Mickey's on right now. Mickey, give me a thumbs up if you agree. It's like we know it's been so long, but it still feels like it just happened.
Okay.
Like, you know how some people are like, my parents died 12 years ago.
Right.
But no, whenever I talk about my dad, or when we all get together every summer, like my siblings, it'll feel like he just
But isn't that, to me, right? Isn't that because of the impact? So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The impact was so big, so significant. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, that why would it would be fresh? Why wouldn't it? You know, I wouldn't want to lose that flutter in my stomach, or me getting sad and that dizziness. That I wouldn't want to lose that. Yeah, I would want that. You know, because you don't have to have it for everybody, but for mom and dad and for Eric, that's a good feel. You know what I'm saying?
That's what my brother just felt.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. it feels like yesterday. But for everybody who's hearing this, with death, and I'm terrible with death because I don't want to see it. I don't want to do it. Okay. However, when it happens, like my best friend Eric, I get giddy when you don't notice that when I talk about him. I get excited. That's my fuel because he was such an idiot. Okay, he was just a thorn in my ass. So, and that like no other. Okay. Because
he kept you in check.
Yeah. Because him and look, the two people kept me in check. My man Keith and my man Eric. They wouldn't take no shit from me, and they passed. So I was reeling. I mean, under the bridge with this. Okay, but they give me so much fuel. They feel like they're alive today. So I have a total kind of different feel. I want you to be sad, but be joyful. And then, you know what I'm saying? And be like, yo, remember daddy? Remember,
that's how we are. We always talk about daddy. Yeah. But, like, when I was going through it with Eric, I wanted so bad to pick up that phone and say, Papi, and start talking to him because he would just tell you, he knew exactly what to tell you. He should have just went on and talk. And I do. I mean,
because
I do.
His spirit heard it.
Yeah, no, I still do. I still talk to him and
his
everything.
Spirit heard it.
But anyway, yeah, so that's to say that, you know what, you're going to go through a lot of things in life. And you're going to never question God why. Never.
But
No, never. You shouldn't question
We shouldn't, but we're going to.
Okay.
We're going to do it.
Okay, I had to tell somebody today, if you say you have all this faith, then there should never be room for so much fear.
But never is absolute, and we can't never work on absolutes.
But okay, there is an absolute, but which means that you every day you're working towards something to be better.
Right.
We're all born with a purpose. So I look at it this way. Okay, I love God. I talk to Him every day, and like I tell you, people look at me funny when I talk about God, but we're all born with a purpose. He breathes life into us 100%. Every day for a purpose. Seek what your purpose is. Whether you would never know what it is that you're supposed to be doing unless you just
do it.
Take that chance on yourself.
Listen.
And if it fails and that's not it, say, okay, then this isn't it. Now you're a step
let me
closer.
Say this. Write this down. I will fail my way to success.
Oh, I like that.
Okay? I will fail my way to success. This is not me. I'm not that smart. Les Brown came up with that. And we're not Les Brown disciples. It was just a good thing we just listened to. Next week we'll have somebody else, but this week we're doing Les Brown. I will fail my way to success. I love that when I heard that. Because it's telling us to get out of our heads and stop talking ourselves right out of our destinies. Okay?
No, you're right. You just brought on to mind. I forgot so much. I don't even remember this writer's name, but he's an old writer back in the day. Because when I was afraid for the publishing of my book, I did research and I came across. I don't remember his name, Byron, but he got denied 763 times when he sent in different manuscripts to be published. 763 times, and this man kept sending it, and on the 764th time they published his first book.
Wow. I'm looking up real quick before we get off because I wanted to read something to you all about famous failures. Let me see if I can find it.
Hola, Xiomara.
Famous failures, and what I can remember some of it.
¿Verdad que sí, me?
And the famous failures, we took some famous failures. Light bulb dude.
Thomas Edison, yes. Or the real guy?
Not the black dude. Okay.
The one who got the credit?
The one who got the credit.
Thomas Edison.
The white dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, even though he stole it from somebody else, they said he did it almost 10,000 times before it actually happened. Okay. Then you have what we're saying.
The telephone guy.
The telephone guy.
Alexander
Graham Bell.
But he wasn't. It was a black guy.
It was a black guy again. You know what? These people. I want reparations.
Who invented the air conditioner?
I'm sure it was a black dude.
It was a black dude.
Black dudes, when they sit around and they ain't got nothing else to do, they come up with some shit, okay? But neither here nor there. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about same race.
I have 2 books out, Nancy.
Dos?
2.
Dos.
So Searching for Peace and...
That's my second Spanish.
Doing It My Way. It's a story about Eric.
We did an hour. Wow.
So,
okay.
All that to say, invest in yourself And self-doubt is always going to come, whether you pick the right nail polish. That's how small that self-doubt can be. It doesn't have to be always major things. But if you're constantly doubting your choices, as insignificant as a nail polish color, then it's just going to keep growing and growing until you lose yourself. And we're here to remind you that you're important, that you're beautiful, that you're smart, that you're strong, and that you're here for a reason. That there's no coincidences. We're all placed at a certain time in each other's lives for a reason. So take note on that. So, and remember, if you're in the Tampa area and you want to be live, just come over my house. Send me a message. We can interview. We can talk. I think it would be great. Nancy Green, you're always on. Why don't one day you come over and you can be on with us and Byron can harass you?
Yeah.
So that's our time, mi gente. Enid, thank you for watching.
Somebody just said came on. Seal.
Enid Morales.
No, there was a Seal.
Xiomara. I said
Okay.
So, namaste, mi gente. Remember to love yourself, trust yourself, and let's work on this self-doubt.
We're going to finish it up on Thursday. We're going to finish it up. Do you some homework on self-doubt. We want some more interaction from everybody, telling us what they think about self-doubt. So when we get on, you should be hitting us up with your thoughts on self-doubt. Now, if you don't have any self-doubt, you lying motherfucker. Okay? We all do.
Like I had self-doubt when it came on. Like this lipstick looks like it's faded with this, but it's actually a pretty color when I look in the mirror. God bless you too, Enid. So, I mean, it's the little things. So, namaste, mi gente. Namaste. See you on Thursday. Adios from La Margarita.
Your boy, your cousin, your best friend,
the new grandfather. Remember,
and the grandfather.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I got the grandkids popping up. What am I doing with grandkids? Oh, Jesus.
Hear me, sorry. He's that.
What up, y'all?
Good night.
Bye, y'all. We love y'all. See y'all Thursday, 8 o'clock. Be there.